And hello Raiders, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. What's going on in Raid currently is we have a 10x for some speed boosters. I pulled some shards, got a deacon, and that was about it. Actually I got a deacon and I got old armor. So that was nice. We have a fusion event starting tomorrow, so that will be kind of taxing as usual. Everyone's kind of sick of the way they do fusions at the rate they've been doing them, so it would be nice for a bit more of a break. But with the fusion comes things to work on, and currently, or my next projects are there's a clan boss team. I'm gonna finally do a double Manier Cobb, so I'm kind of happy about that. And the topic of today's video, I've also been working on are various rares for the secret rooms. So in a previous video, I mentioned that rares really aren't that great at or worth investing in. And even for getting these fragment champions, like Gomlock here, I was really questioning the value of building up champions for the secret rooms. And then they went and introduced a bunch of missions that said, hey, you have to complete all the secret rooms in a Doom Tower, and you have to get Gomlock in these mission chains. And I was like, okay, I guess we're doing that. So I started working on that. But before we start talking about specific rares and specific secret rooms, the gear sets people usually recommend are stun. Obviously, stun's like universal. You're having trouble with faction wars, use a stun set. You're having trouble with waves, use a stun set. Blah blah blah. So everyone knows about stun. Honorable mentions is also taunting, especially taunting combined with frostbite. You force them to attack you, and you have a small chance to freeze them. And if you have that fearsome presence mastery, you can up those percentages by 5% each. And another set worth mentioning would be if you happen to have a good daze or stun daze set. This can be useful. Every once in a while, you're probably going to get a really good piece of daze set, and if you get enough of them, you might as well gear up one of these rare champions with daze and help you get through the waves. Again, that depends on the quality of that gear. It's not the best set, so only keep the best sets or keep the best pieces and put those on your characters. And of course, there's also the tried and true relentless pieces, which you could use to get extra turns, and also you could use reflex to speed up your cooldowns. Those are some of the more useful sets for these secret rooms. Of course, you can sprinkle in the overpowered perception set, accuracy. I also recommend a shield set somewhere, right? Because you're probably going to take a hit. So there's really 3 different secret rooms. The first one, number 1, is the attack secret room, and this appears in both towers. So I was not going to ever do this, but I recently built out Soul Bond and Berserker to fill out my attack room, rare attack room. Attack room, secret room rares to get through there. I put Soul Bond in a sunset. She can AoE everybody on her A1. She can ignore defense on her A2, and she can push turn meter back of 1 person on A3. Only needs 75% crit rate, so I put her in some crit damage gloves just to augment that. I didn't even fill out all her masteries, and I was able to get through the secret room relatively easily for the Frost Dragon rotation. I've got the Eternal Dragon rotation right now that just started, so we'll see how that goes. I'll probably fill these out later. Same thing for Berserker. I didn't even do all his masteries, just got the crit damage, even though I have them all farmed. I just put them in Savage. Berserker is a very popular one because you can hit everybody twice, ignores 20% of their target's defense. Well, you ignore more and more defense, that skill hits a lot harder. And then if you kill someone with this ability, you get an extra turn. So that's awesome. On a fluke, I got a refresh banner that's an attack banner, so I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And there was one of the missions that said, oh, hey, use a bunch of glyphs. You could buy this mission. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine. We can use some cheapo glyphs on this guy. So this is actually pretty decent gear. And this is what word to the wise, you can actually get this gear back at some point because you'll finish all your secret rooms, all your fragments. But so I built those two guys out for the attack room. I switched out Ethel's gear to be basically an HP sponge. Put her in a shield set, protect my attackers. I gave her a lot of crit though. I just happened to have like this combination of crit and crit damage that I think did pretty well. I'm mostly focused on the HP though. I didn't even finish leveling this amulet because I thought, I'll give it a try without that. Got fine. Got some insane boots in the life set for some reason. So this is protecting my champions in the secret room, in addition to hopefully proccing stuns from Soul Bond. The last two champions are War Maiden and Cold Heart. The War Maiden is, this is relatively old gear. I just made her fast when I had the time, or as fast as I could at the time of gearing her. I've never really gone back and revisited her gear. It worked. And my Cold Heart is in Destroy gear, mostly for the Scarab King. Primarily for the Scarab King. But it's mostly 6-star. It's 5-star. Mostly 6-star and 5-star gear. But we'll see how this fares against the Eternal Dragon version of the attack room, which I hear is a lot harder, so I might have to fill out all the masteries and maybe finish up some gear upgrades. But moving on to the second secret room you might consider doing is the Rare Spirit secret room. And I decided to do this one because, first of all, I leveled these two guys up, so I'm like, well, I got 2 out of the 5 champions already. And then who would I do for the rest of them? And this secret room is the 4th secret room, so Rare Spirit champions appears floor 35-ish, and then you can go in there and knock it out. So the stats on generally the lower down the secret room is, the easier it tends to be in terms of stats. And so I'm building out an Abyssal, a Mother Superior, and a Gnarlhorn to tackle that room. So I already showed you those two guys. The Gnarlhorn I'm probably going to put in that shield set I have lying around. Probably Shield Immortal, maybe Shield Perception, depending on what the accuracy needs to be. But Gnarlhorn has been featured by other content creators, so I won't spend too much time talking about him. He's basically an AoE probe champion on a 3-turn cooldown. So he's going to force people to attack him, which is good because I don't want them to attacking somebody else, like Soul Bond or Berserker. He's just basically going to take hits. Abyssal is probably someone you are not familiar with or as familiar with. AoE on the A1. So Abyssal is actually a good candidate for taunting and frostbite gear. That's the way I'm going to build him or her. I don't know what gender he is though. Okay, probably him. That's the way I'm going to build him. The A2 has a 15% AoE heal. Not bad, but not great either. The A3 is actually what interested me the most here, is to keep up increased defense and put increased attack up. That's going to help out our Berserker and our Soul Bond. And the Horus Faction Crypts doesn't actually do anything. So a little bit of taunting, a little bit of buffing, and if I need to, I can do an AoE heal. And then last but not least, on my Rare Spirit team is Mother Superior. And this is probably the unusual choice of the team. I didn't really see that I had a better option, but the most attractive part of her kit is the A2. It's a strong single target heal. 30% for a rare, pretty solid on a 3-turn cooldown. And my logic is that either Abyssal or Gnarlhorn, once the shield set fades, are going to take some hits. So I need a little bit of single target healing, and that's what this skill does. And then her A3 is an AoE heal, which is a continuous heal on everybody. And she's got, both these abilities can also proc a shield if they're already at full HP, but I'm not going to count on that. The A1 does decrease attack. I didn't book that one. Oh well. I don't necessarily need to book this. I'll just save the books. But it's only a 35% chance, so this is kind of a blah A1. I'm probably going to put her in Relentless or Reflex gear. Probably Relentless gear, just to move Relentless gear out of my inventory onto a champion so that it doesn't, I don't end up selling good Relentless gear accidentally. Now, if we move on to the last secret room in the Doom Towers currently, that would be the Rare Magic secret room. And this one I might skip, honestly. My Rare Magic champion lineup is pretty lackluster, and I actually ditched a few Rare Magic champions I had built. Up to about 50. For example, my Executioner was level 50, and I was never using him. I saw no use for him, so I tossed him. But as far as if I feel like I do need to do the Rare Spirit Room, probably the MVP of that is going to be Fleshmonger, and I actually started moving him up in levels. I only have 4 Rare Magic champions right now built. Frozen Banshee, who I use in Clan Boss, Common Smasher, who I used to use in Clan Boss, and Aethel, who's my starter, and Apothecary, who everybody uses. I actually have Apothecary built out for the Eternal Dragon at the moment. So he's got a bunch of resistance, and he's very fast. But almost everyone's going to have their starter and Apothecary. The next one that I would suggest you almost have to build would be Fleshmonger. He's got the here it is, the attack all enemies, and you can do a strong decreased defense. Even if you don't want to do the secret room, the Skinwalker's faction doesn't have a decreased defense other than this guy. So even if I don't do the secret room, I'm probably going to build this guy anyway and just stick him in my faction wars team to speed that up, because Skinwalkers is so slow. But I will give it a try with those 5. I don't expect it to work. But there are some options that I could do if I wanted to build out. If I wanted to build out the rest of a team. So your starter champion, Apothecary, Fleshmonger, those are your 3. Some decent 4th and 5ths. Valerie might be someone you might consider. She throws up a shield, does some increased attack, and she handles buffs and debuffs quite a bit. So she might not be the best choice there. The shield would be helpful, but again, if you run a shield set, you might get the same benefit. Another strong one would be Marked and the Barbarians. Her kit's actually pretty good. You attack everybody, place decreased accuracy, just block debuffs, and increased defense. And she can do a decreased defense on her A1. That's not too terrible either. So she's someone you might also want to consider. Probably the strongest one of the group, though, would probably be Greybeard. Greybeard is probably someone you would definitely want to consider for a Rare Magic. 50% chance of a provoke on an A1. That's really good. Attacks all enemies. Has a 40% chance to freeze on this A2 on a 3-turn cooldown, excuse me. That's really good. Uh, and then basically shields himself and puts counterattack on himself. So anyone who attacks him, he can continue to provoke. So Graveyard is someone you probably want to grab. Maybe even put him in a taunting set, just to have people attacking him. So those would be people that you want to consider for the rare magic room if you are keen on getting through the missions as fast as possible and getting all of your fragment champions. Anyway, that was it. Those were all the secret rooms. Those are all the rares I was considering at the time of this video. I'm sure there are some great other suggestions that might be around, but I have not really considered them because either I don't have them or I might not even do certain options just because of what I've got at the moment. But hopefully that will help other people decide if they want to build rare champions, what rare champions they want to build, and hopefully that can help you get through some of these secret rooms. And until next time, best of luck with your quests in Raid. Take care.